make all these darn things just 24. Yeah. That is what I want to do, but I didn't. But I want to give people the opportunity to ask questions. You heard better now? Yeah? Alright, one second. Let me see if I can change my bandwidth settings. One second. Alright, tell me if it's any better. You can hear me better now? Or seeing here, nothing come through there. This way they got me good now. Alright, let me try something and see what's going on. Moving on. Alright, so I get my card back. I
So, you know, if you call she's up, you have to go.
I'm gonna try to get it from here and see. Alright guys, just testing again. Just testing. Just testing 1, 2, 2, 2. You guys hear me? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Can you guys hear me well now? Yes. I really don't understand. It seems as though the sound is going through, but it just can't. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, mic check. 1, 2. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me any better now? Can you hear me any better? Google Hangouts supposed to be the easiest thing to work. Shoot, man. Crap. Shoot. Alright. Alright, change one on. Change. That's really cool thing. Just no better.
Earphone is into your computer. Huh?
Yeah, me on Dropbox. That makes it on right Android to try and work on. So you guys can't hear me, I guess. Okay, so you can hear me clearly now. Right, Ramon? Am I getting that correctly? You can hear me clearly now. Respond to the group again, please. Oh, it's still buffering. Yeah, Ramon? You can hear? It's a perfect. Alright, let's hope that is the case. So I'm clear now. Oh, okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, Ramon. So, Kian, you can hear me. Ramon can hear me clearly, so it gotta be good on my end. It's centered.
Okay.
Wow, this one was a tough one, man. Fantastic. So it's just okay and to confirm now because I'm gonna start and I'm gonna do the recording. Alright, bro. I got you. It's just for Keanu. Um, alright. Alright, so we get started with you. Just this audio issue was quite a few people came off as well. Um, so just give them, and then actually somebody showed up at my home thinking that this meeting was uh, at my home. Alright. Alright, guys, we are going to start. Let's just wait now. One more person, Verna. It seems as though Verna is there now. Good. So, alright, we're gonna get cracking. Right? We're gonna get started. Just ensure I have everything here. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can get to see. So you guys can get to see the slideshow. All right. So. Alright, good. So you guys can see my screen, right? Alright, here's it, guys. First and foremost, to ask questions or answer questions, to ask questions or to respond to my questions, you will have to use WhatsApp. There's a chat box at the side, but I'm not sure if you guys can access that, alright? So, please use WhatsApp so that we can communicate properly. Okay? Good. Alright. So as you can see on the screen, so I've signed up. What's next? Tonight we're going to go through a number of things in this webinar to assist us to get from the point of sign up. Yeah, we saw an interesting presentation. We saw an opportunity to make some money. We saw an opportunity to do something that can really revolutionize our income. So what's the next step from there, right? We have started this business, and I'll be honest with you, y'all know you always keep it straight. We've made some mistakes, and as we go along, we learn things, and then there's some mistakes that was passed on to us. Right, and I guess that's always a problem when you don't necessarily do your own research and your own due diligence and stuff. So I'm gonna pass on the information out to you guys that I would have found for myself. I'm doing my own research and from getting information from other folks that are successful in the organization, both in Barbados and around the world. So we're gonna get straight into it, and tonight I hope that this is gonna definitely make a difference in how you see the company and how you run your business, right? Because if you put these things in place, I'm quite sure that you're gonna reap rewards, right? So straight into it. There's a number of things there, but we don't go through all of them tonight because of time. Obviously, these webinars have to be weekly webinars, but it's crucial that we get started somewhere. So, training, resources, structure, basically setting up the business. How do we really set up the business? From the time we get started, and we're going to use this information that we get tonight now, because all of us are in the business already, right? So, some of this information we can directly apply to us. We can start setting up based on where we're at already. But the key to this now is duplication, and I want to remember that word, duplication, right? So meaning the next person you sign up is for you to share this information with them and allow them to duplicate. So we're pushing duplication. You guys got that? Duplication. So everything that we learn, we duplicate it because we don't want to wake up now to become another job, right? So we got to be able to duplicate. So moving on, training. So the training, I've categorized in three parts, right? And this first part is the basic training. Everyone that we sign up. And again, this is one of the mistakes that we made, but we get into it. Everyone that we sign up should go through this basic training, right? This within 24 hours of sign up. Whilst we still person is still excited and really burning with passion and energy about this opportunity, right there and then is when we should be giving them this basic training, right? Simply because they will want to go and share the opportunity. They go when you're excited about something. What do? You want to tell everybody about it, and thus you can immediately start making some mistakes there, right? And even if you got some persons, what do you do from there? So you start to duplicate, or well, I won't use the word duplicate there, but you basically start to build something without a solid foundation, right? And that's why companies and businesses don't go as fast. So we want to immediately, these are things I make them compulsory. So for myself to do, for us all to do compulsory. That anytime you sign up somebody within 24 hours, you must have the basic training, right? Basic training is not necessarily a webinar, and I'm going to go through that. So because I've done videos to this, and there are videos available online as well. So the first part, general knowledge, all areas of the presentation booklet. So that's basically getting the presentation booklet. We have it in PDF form, right? So soon somebody sign up, they should have a package going out to them. You should have it. You should be able to email it to them, right? But one is the presentation booklet, so they should have a general knowledge. You should be able to go through that presentation booklet a few times because they've just seen the presentation, and so they're just going to go through it, get familiar with it. And then obviously so they can then print it or share it or whatever. They don't need an expert hands-on approach as yet, but it is a piece of document that they must be familiar with. All right, within 24 hours, because you're gonna be inevitably some people can be sharing info. We don't want that. That's not the ideal situation, but still for yourself, you need to know the information at that level within 24 hours. You must also know how to sign up IBOs, because most people within that 24 hours span, there's some people that will get people to sign up, right? So you must know how to sign up IBOs, turn on your waiting room, and do placement. How do you get that information? Video, right? So that's just a matter of sitting down looking at a 20-minute video, right? How to pay for a platinum package via credit card or debit card, that is a 4-minute video. How to apply for Wake Up Now Visa debit card, that's another video. So in totality, this basic training is not even, it shouldn't be about an hour in video, right? So within that 24 hours, you want them to sit and go through these videos. It's compulsory. Before they do anything else, you want to ensure that these people are going through this stuff. As I said, this is one of the critical mistakes we made in Barbados. I mean, from top down, right? The guys in the States, those guys, I mean, they put big emphasis on training. And as we said, for all of us to go on this 90-day challenge, training is not an option. It's essential, right? So this is the basic training. Within 24 hours of sign up, this must happen, right? So these are things that we're going to put into place, and as we go forward, this is what we're doing. So this training, and as we sign up that person today, and they get this training by tomorrow, what do? Duplicate. We're letting them know that anybody, the same exact thing, anybody you sign up, this is how we doing this. You have to go through the basic training within 24 hours of sign up, and then they in turn have to pass on duplicate. That's the word, duplication. All right, duplicate. So basic training, right? The training. I'm not going to go into much into these with all this. So this is kind of like intermediate training, which is within 6 weeks, right? Within 6 weeks, you should have in-depth knowledge of all areas of the presentation booklet. This is not general knowledge, in-depth knowledge. Within 6 weeks, you should have that. You should also be aware of the frequently asked questions and answers. We know there's some questions people ask all the time, and you should know them, right? Within 6 weeks of you signing up, you should know them, right? So this is the intermediate training. How to make a payment via PayPal on behalf of Online. By this time, by this time, you should be able to know how to make a payment via PayPal. Alright, so that is going to be a lot of things. These things I'm putting together, I'm going to have in video format, right? So when we say training, it does not necessarily mean that you have to come somewhere and sit down with a pen and paper, even though that would be required at times, because sometimes people don't have the discipline to sit down and watch a computer. They have to get somebody in front of them. Good. So you should know how to navigate the website and the Platinum Package products. There's all the tax bought and all those things. You should be able to navigate them. Basic navigation is how to use them. Basic navigation, right? Moving away around them. By this time, you should also know how to load commissions onto your Visa card. But chances are, within 6 weeks of joining this organization, you could be earning a commission. So you should be able to know, and you should be able to help others. In this intermediate training as well, you learn how to use, social media to get leads. Right, so this is like internet marketing 101 in this intermediate training. Alright? So this is within 6 weeks of signing up. So all this is going to be, somebody could sit down a whole day and get all this information, depending on how hungry they are, but just put in timelines how we want to roll this out. Good. Advanced training. Within 3 months of signing up, all of our IBOs, everybody should be at advanced. We know some people are not going to be IT savvy and stuff, but you got this thing, but they should go through the training, alright? In-depth knowledge of all the products and services of the company. So that now, you're looking at, within 3 months, looking at a couple hours worth of video, right? You're looking at around 3 hours of video. Right? So that's not all has to be consumed one day and one time. The same within 12 weeks. Detailed navigation and usage of all digital products in Platinum Package. It's kind of linked to the first one, right? So still leave that within the 3 hour range. Right? Using internet marketing tools to generate leads. That's is one in an hour. Right? If we're serious about making money, people, and you shouldn't really have to. You shouldn't really have to qualify. You shouldn't really have to qualify what I'm saying, but I'm still gonna say nevertheless that if we're serious about making money, it just ain't gonna happen like that. And a lot of times, what we've seen on the ground is that we just get started and we want to run with something, and we got idea about it, but we don't really know what's going on, right? So we don't want to do that, because people can sense that as well when we share this information, that go okay about it. But we want to be experts on what we are sharing. The company calls it becoming a product of the product, right? So that's what we want. Alright, moving on. Resources. As I mentioned before, especially the basic training would be, you have to get it in terms of the resources together. So when we start this business, are we setting up what we need, right? presentation booklet. So that presentation, which is one to PowerPoint presentation, same thing. But one is a digital and one is physical, which you go and get it printed. You should always have one of that on your car, home. You should always have one on you, right? But you never know when the opportunity comes. And as I said, with a basic knowledge, you should be able to go through that. The basic training knowledge, you should be able to flip through a booklet and tell somebody about the company, right? Because the information is all the information is on the booklet, right? It's just literally reading through it. Good. Video or DVD presentation of basic training video. So that's what I mentioned before, and that obviously I have linked to a Dropbox where you could download, or YouTube links. So that's critical as all part of this resources that we're going to keep. Business cards and flyers. This is something that we haven't really capitalized. Even I did this in Guyana, but I haven't done this yet really in Barbados, right? So something that we need to look at, because if we're gonna represent the company and operate like business people, these are some things that are essential. And Guyana was really, I felt really good in having this like a flyer with my business card stapled to it. I could have shared to people, right? So and it allows you to turn over leads or develop leads really easy. Alright, so moving on, YouTube, as I said, the links, video links, and then there's two websites that we can use, right, to find training information. And always up is onetrain.com, WNTRAIN.com, and onekingdom.com. One Kingdom have to be a paid platinum IBO. That's David Lisiaga's site. This one is Brandon Boyd's site, right? Training. So those two training sites that we can use and utilize straight off the bat. Alright, this one has a little bit more restrictions. So the Lisiaga has a little bit more restrictions on it. But Brandon's one is pretty open. Alright, good. So you must have all these things in a package that you can share to your downline as soon as they sign up, right? Set the business cards and flyer, which you may have to direct them where to get theirs, right? So all these things here, we're building a business. We should have some little packages via email. We will just send out at the drop of a hat a prepared email, so you can just send out to somebody as soon as they get started, right? And all of this information, the hard copy stuff, DVD, you could burn some DVDs, or you could even just send the link for them to download their own stuff, right? So that's resources. So moving on. All right, going to business on the plan. We're not going to go through all of this here because we already going through time. All right. So this tonight I'm going to discuss one main key. We go through some of these things, but I'm going to go through one main part of this is how to do the invitation. Right? Alright, so you set up your business, you want to plan, alright? You want to plan properly. We sometimes, as I said, with some folks when they get up, they just sign up and run. I did that, right? I did that because of the excitement, and you want to keep that excitement, but you still want to use wisdom, right? So you want to make a list. I'm not the most organized person, so quite frankly, I didn't make a list. I just started go through my phone, running through WhatsApp, and the rest was history. So you want to make a list of 100 persons. Well, not each. 100 persons consisting of. Let me take out each. Right, the word each. I want to make a list of 100 persons consisting of family, friends, co-workers, church, or social contacts, right? And if you can tell me that you can't find 100 persons, or anybody can't find 100 persons, exactly ask them. Alright, it seems to be back now. I don't know, boy. Oh, it seems to be back. I'm not. I really gotta check through it. It can't be my Mac card. This computer just do some heavy processing in terms of to get work. So, all right. Nevertheless, I'm back. And so, I guess you guys would have been where I was dealing with the list, right? Good. So, as I mentioned before, you want to divide those lists, that list into three parts. Okay, with basically general knowledge of these persons, knowing that, yeah, knowing that, yeah, yeah, knowing that you don't want to overlook anybody because somebody you might think is cool might end up being a very good person, but you want to use your general knowledge, right? So because some people I knew I didn't even carry this business with because I know that I ain't gonna do nothing, and right you're right. So there's some people that you just know that you didn't even going around them with certain things because you see how they work ethic and stuff. So yeah, alright. So what you're gonna do now? You're gonna plan from there. When you develop this list, you're gonna plan meeting strategy, which you can discuss with the upline. We're gonna get in that a little bit more detail, but as to how you're gonna invite these people to a meeting, or how you gonna reach these 100 persons, right? You ain't gonna do it all at once because we ain't building this fast tracking, right? But you just have the list there, and obviously you plan follow up and training from after you start to make contacts, alright? So these are all things you want to put in the plan. Alright, part of strategy. And this is where we're gonna do these two parts tonight. And this is where we're gonna wrap up tonight with two parts. Alright, so it's how to give an invitation, alright? This strategy is to a relative or a friend. This is one of the mistakes that most of us be making. And especially with folks that might not be skilled at sharing, but everybody can do that because we know, I mean, fellas, but we want, alright, that might be a bad example, but fellas, when we check if a girl and put it like that, alright, we know, what to say, alright, so, I can't put myself in the position of ladies, but the point is when we want something, we know how to communicate to get what we want. We know how to use tact, we know how to use all the different persuasive skills to get where we want. So the thing about this, the wake up now, is all about knowing, having the information, and being able to skillfully share the information. Alright? So all that's part of the strategy. So strategy is to get a relative or a friend. Right? How do we do an invitation? So this is something that in the last meeting on Sunday that Imran made a clear distinction from invitation to presentation. Alright? So we don't want to mix up the two. We do not want to give a presentation. We want to just give an invitation. Right? All we're doing is giving an invitation. We're not doing anything else. Right? So, strategy with a relative or a friend. First and foremost, we obviously will leverage relationships by using influence to get this person's attention. Obviously, in the case where there is a relationship. Right? So, where there's a relationship, we leverage that relationship. In other words, we use our influence to get this person's attention, or we get to get this person listening to you, well, the attention, right? So you leverage them. So if, in other words, if you are a friend good friend. You say, yeah, man, and then from there, we go on to the second part. Listen, man, I got saying, I want to connect, man. Like sometimes you just say, yo, I think we gotta connect. And because of your relationship with them, they can say, yeah, man, we need to. I want to discuss something with you. I want to share something with you. All right? They say, yeah, man, it's cool. Yeah, because of relationship, they will feel the need to comply, right? But from there is where we can't go and say, man, I want this business that I started, help me make money. That's how we started this business. No, I want to share something with you. That's good enough. I have something that I want to share with you. And then you make a request or a demand on their schedule to chat or to meet without giving them any information about the company or what you're meeting about. So keep the attention on the schedule. So yo, we doing Wednesday. We doing next week Sunday. We doing Sunday around 5 or so. We doing next Thursday. So put the attention there on the schedule and being able to meet and connect. Right? So as long as the attention goes there, obviously they may still asking. But you just keep the attention on the schedule. And then from there, and that's you can do that because of the relationships. That's really leveraging the relationship where you just diverting right back there. Tell me when we could chat, right? Good. So when we get that done, yeah, right. Good. So when we get that done, the next thing is to arrange. Obviously, you arrange the meeting where you can actually pick up the person um, and take them to a meeting. Obviously, you will let them know that you making an arrangement for their schedule, so you can pick them up, go by them, and there's the option. You can pick them up and take them straight to a meeting. So if that meeting on Sunday, you said, man, what you doing Sunday evening, 5 o'clock? My come, I can't pick you up. But I got saying I want to carry on show you something, or I want you to come hear something. So just leave it there. So you can do that. The next part is to get a person in a place where you have the undivided attention, right? That's not a rum shop. That's not a sporting game, event. That's not having somebody's undivided attention. In some cases, that might not even be chauffeured. It could be lunch, it could be dinner, yeah, but some cases it might not be chauffeured. So I'm saying get in a place where you have the person undivided attention. And some places it can be chauffeured. I'm saying just a place where they can sit and they can listen to you. So this is how it goes from there. This is the other option. And this is what all of us should be able to do. Get the person, obviously meet in a place where you get undivided attention. Then you pick their interest. But obviously by this time you've already picked their interest. So you ain't really got to do nothing else to pick their interest. And that's a critical part of this. When you pick their interest, now you show them the video presentation on a TV or a computer. Show them the video, tell them watch it completely, no questions until they finish. Get them to watch it straight through. So that's S, as we can see in the screen. Then after that, we do a three-way call with the upline, like myself and Keanu did with Kirk Brown yesterday and the day before. Do a three-way call with the upline. And that method is called the PS3 method. I know Rafi and Ramon into games, so that'll be easy for you guys to remember. It's called the PS3. P for pique their interest, S for show the video presentation, and 3 for three-way call with upline. Okay, so that's how you share or you leverage relationships with a relative or a friend. And it's, as you will see, you can look to yourself now and see how you would have done that differently. Because most of us start by telling people about the business, right? How much money you can make, and sometimes you can tell people that they think it's a scam. Right? So we want to start here. So the final thing now is with a stranger. Debbie has perfected this, Debbie Bradford has perfected the art of meeting with a stranger. Yeah, so this is basically how it's done now. But you build relationship with that person. Obviously, you don't have any, so you kind of build something. And by build, I don't mean a relationship where you see somebody and say, "Oh, we get home, we get married." No, of course not. Um, in context, you build a relationship with a conversation on neutral topics. In the case of a stranger, obviously, yeah, you gently lead. Well, a bit like you could talk about politics, man. This one person talking about B's or D's or whatsoever. I need some talking about you talking about that politics. Then you could the other part, then you gently lead the conversation in the direction of some perceived area of need or solution. From talking to that person, you'll be able to hear. You lead the conversation that, man, right now, regards to empower, things still hard. And she might say, man, this thing really tight for me or whatsoever. Then bring us to the next part, which you suggest that you might be able to help or know of a solution, right? Because basically what we're doing in business, apart from duplicate as one of the words, keep solution or solutions as another word, right? Solutions, that's what we're doing. Solutions. Everybody got issues, and we have to see in which area what we have can help in giving them a solution, right? So that person might say things hard or whatsoever. So now, what we have now is solution. That's how we can make things a little easier for that person, right? So from there, you don't get into details about the presentation. You tell you might be able to thing. You take the contact info, their information, and you leave a business card. Well, obviously, assuming you got a card in the first place. Well, so from there, you make a commitment to call, and you call. You follow up with a call. After you make a commitment, you follow up 24 hours or less. Make a commitment, and you make a request on the schedule. Something we're too passive. We gotta make requests. And people say, "Hi, man," say, "I remember we were talking the other day and I told you that I might be able to help you with such and such and such. Man, tell me what you're doing this Wednesday night at 7 p.m." And then you go from there. So you're making requests. We a lot of times we're too passive in our approach to things, right? So we gotta be more proactive, and we gotta be more assertive in some of these areas. Hi, so you're making a request on the schedule, and when you make a request on the schedule with somebody in this way, it's very hard for somebody to decline you, right? No, because checking their availability, right? So that's what we're doing. Then next thing we arrange to invite the person to a meeting, or to show the plan, or using the same PS3. So after you make a reference strategy, you arrange. In some cases, most cases, it may be best to pick up people, right? Obviously, don't go alone, but pick up somebody and bring them to a meeting. All right. So you arrange a meeting and plan to, or you can do it that way and show them the PS3 play, where you play the video and then you call applying from there. Alright, so this is the last slide. I just want to say, for wrapping up, that this is one of the areas that we really following. Alright? Myself included, in starting up. And we need to ensure training for this business is of absolute and utmost importance. Alright, so we can't build this business if we don't know what we're doing. Right? And for us to know what we're doing, we have to be trained. And once we're trained, we're gonna duplicate. In other words, Ramon, you're gonna tell whosoever you get there, you know what? You sign up, you gotta be trained. So we make these things compulsory for ourselves, and we make it compulsory for other people. And that's the only way our business is going to duplicate. We're going to this 1990 challenge is only single way it's going to work. It is not going to work any other way. Right? So the good thing about this is that we don't have to go different places training. We could get videos. Now we're not going to provide in that area, but we can start practicing these strategies in terms of inviting people. We deal with inviting people, right? Without sharing all the information about the company and all that. So sometimes people, the first thing you hear from a lot of people, say people are too negative. Why are they too negative? Because we started getting too much information. That's why they're too negative. Which is true, a lot of people are. But it's how we approach it. And most people that come to meetings sign up. Why? Because they're at one place and they get all the information. Right? So working these things, we're going to continue. We go some of these things more in depth and so on. But we want to start setting up our business as we learned tonight. We want to set up our business and we want to grow our business. Right? So let me see earlier about growing, setting up. Right? And we want to grow our business. Right? So that's what we want to do. Okay, so that is it for me for tonight. And we're going to continue this. Obviously, we're doing this 90 and 90 plan. And these tools, let's pretend that we started from scratch and we implementing these tools from tonight or from tomorrow if we didn't do them before. And we're planning and we strategizing, we executing, we growing our business, and we're making it happen. Alright? So guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Oh, if you have any questions, well, I don't see any questions in WhatsApp. So I assume that you guys don't have any questions. Alright, so if you do, you can always send me a voice note in one of the groups or privately, and we will organize from there. So let's get up. It's our business. We have a business, and let's take responsibility for it. And let's do what's necessary to get wealth and to build wealth. Right? Some of us go to university, and we spend 3 years learning to go and work for somebody. Right? To go all that training 3 years, sometimes 4, sometimes 5, 6 years. So all we're saying tonight is spend a few hours and in a short space of time. If we do it properly, we make more than the Prime Minister, not be lecturers. Make more than the Prime Minister. So let's do this. Let's keep in touch. Please post any questions, any comments in the group, and we will be in touch. Good night. I think I have Verna there. I think Skian. There's Ramon. I think there's Debbie as well. So everybody that's there, good night, and you can always send me messages. So I'm gonna try and see if, especially, lastly, coming on to June 1st, between this week and next week, we got double up in some of these things so that when we start on June 1st, we're ready to go. From June 1st, I'm gonna open my home for meetings every night, or webinars I'm going to explain that in the next webinar sometime before the weekend. We can see if we can do one just specifically dealing with the 1990 challenge, so that we can ensure that we succeed at this. We're going to work together, as I mentioned, Ramon, on simple duplication. So we're going to get into that, see if we can do that before the end of the week. Alright folks, so good night, have a great one, and let's get to work, and let's become students of what we're doing, and also let us build a business to a place where obviously it can provide solutions for our own situations in our own unique way. So guys, good night, and thanks for tuning in.